Point of community is to grow it, not build a moat and yell at anyone who tries to cross. If someone streams fighting games, if they show up to tournaments, if they're putting eyes on the genre, they are the fighting game community, period. The fact that Lily Pichu might be the only person on earth who consistently compliments Tekken 8 should make her a saint to the community, not a target. This is like not rocket science, people. I don't know how many times I could repeat myself here. Bottom line, final thoughts, this whole discourse is embarrassing. We finally have mainstream attention, big streamers growing scenes, new players, and instead of welcoming them as part of our community, we're out here screaming they're not real fighting game players. Brother, please, I beg you, touch grass or just shut up. What's up, party people, and welcome back to some ranked adventures with the side of Yap. And you know what? I wasn't even planning on making a video today. I was planning on staying to myself, maybe doing some promiscuous activities with chocolate, rubbing myself. But you know what? Looking around, looking left and looking right, I was like, well, looks like I gotta make a video about this. So first things first, nobody hates fighting games like the people who play fighting games, man. We say it as a joke all the time and someone laughs, you know, like the whoa jack face that has the pain expression, because it's like this community is so allergic to growing. This community is so just a joke within itself. So, latest episode of the fighting game community discourse. We got 2 stars. It's starring Eskay and Lily Pichu, who committed the unspeakable crime of, wait for it, being nominated for Best Fighting Game Streamer. The FGC, a community that claims to love neutral fundamentals and making new players feel welcome, immediately respond in kind with how they don't count, they don't deserve it, they're not real FGC. Lily Pichu's got pink hair, yada, yada, yada. I'm sick of it. I'm sitting here like, dude, she goes to Evo more than a lot of you other scrubs, you know what I'm saying? Let's break this down as I like to, culturally, psychologically, and with the appropriate level of despair. So, the FGC has had an identity crisis for as long as I can remember. This shit goes back so far. And just to put it in plain view for all onlookers, the fighting game community is so insecure, it's ridiculous, dude. They pretend they're noble, scrappy, this underdog scene with a bunch of warriors in a community center fighting for honor. Winner gets the fucking chicken dinner, you know what I'm saying? But now fighting games are finally actually getting popular. You know, Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6 is still carrying it, but Tekken 8 when it came out, man, people, the influencers are bringing fresh blood left and right, man. Literally, I would say Lily Pichu and Eskay probably brought more people into fighting games, you know what I mean, than somebody has in a long time. And how do we respond in kind? They don't deserve to be here. While complaining about our scene being too small, about our games dying, about our games sucking, yada, yada, yada. It's a classic identity protective cognition. The psychology reflects where people cling to their group's identity even when it hurts them. The FGC spent so long being niche that some folks literally don't know how to exist without feeling oppressed by lack of attention. So when they get attention, or somebody in the scene gets this attention that they've never seen in their weirdo lives, they immediately reject it. It's like someone stranded on an island for 10 years and seeing a rescue helicopter and being like, you know what? That helicopter's not real. Go get a different one. You know what I'm saying? The whole they're not real FG scene is so funny to me because, like, where was the form we had to fill out? You know what I mean? I didn't take an oath. I didn't fight Daigo. Is there a form I missed? A DMV line for FGC membership around here somewhere? Where's the rules, dude? Way I figure, you enjoy fighting games. You're part of the fighting game community. That's it, baby. No blood ritual required. Eskay plays fighting games, streams fighting games, casts fighting games, supports players all the time. Lily Pichu plays fighting games, promotes fighting games to millions of people, attends Evo, is literally one of the only people on Earth who says positive things about Tekken 8. Meanwhile, some of the people complaining are dudes who haven't been to a major since like Super Street Fighter 4, you know what I mean? But they still log into Twitter, you know, to declare that Street Fighter 6 sucks and the fighting game community's dead and it's not like the good old days, yada, yada, yada. Dude, if Lily Pichu's saying Tekken 8 is fun, threatens your identity, the problem is not Lily Pichu, dude. Like, seriously, the psychology of gatekeeping, why people get fake mad at popularity. Let's get academic for a second. So, there are 3 psychological forces making this discourse as just unimaginably stupid to me. So, number 1, scarcity identity. People value things more when they feel rare. The FGC has always been small, so some players built their identity around being part of an underdog niche. When big creators show up, that scarcity dissolves and they panic. Number 2, status anxiety. Some folks in the FGC have been grinding for years upon years, streaming to 6 viewers and a cat. Then Lily Pichu shows up, plays for 2 hours, and gets nominated for an award. To insecure people, it feels like an attack to them. Not because it is, but because ego interprets everything as a ranking system. Finally, we got in-group gatekeeping, the FGC's fucking Achilles heel, baby. When communities feel threatened, they tighten borders. Who counts as us becomes a weapon. This is unique to the FGC. This is not neat. This is not unique to the FGC. Every niche community does it. Cosplayers, speedrunners, metalheads, people who collect vintage calculators. Humans are tribal by design. Psychologists call it in-group bias. But the FGC, baby, we speedrun that shit. We do that shit a 3-frame startup. We bring it back to Street Fighter 4 wake-up uppercut style, baby. We're like online kin, just mashing that over and over again. That got no recovery frames whenever we got delay-based online gaming, homie. So the bitterness loop, there's a real psychological loop in the FGC. Playing fighting games, losing, frustration, complaining, validation from other complaints, reward dopamine, repeat. The operant conditioning, same as learning combos, except instead of practicing with punishes, they practice whining. This is why the discourse always circles back to the same 3 talking points. Tekken 8 sucks, Street Fighter 6 sucks, Guilty Gear sold out. Every new patch, same song. Every new announcement, same complaints. Every opportunity for growth, same people going, actually, this is really bad for the community. Well, absolutely nothing good ever pleases them. They don't want solutions, they want to feel right. And being mad is easier than improving. Lily Pichu and Eskay are literally helping the fighting game community, and somehow that's a problem. Let's be honest, if you play fighting games on stream, if you play them consistently, if you bring in new players, if you show up to majors, if you're positive about the games, you are doing more for the fighting game community than over 10,000 people who are complaining. I doubt that many people are complaining, but just in general, they are doing so much more than any of you other nerds. It's basically what I'm getting at, the nerds who are complaining. Eskay casting tournament brings in more viewers than 50 locals combined. You know what I mean? Lily Pichu streaming Tekken 8 does more for the game than 10,000 Reddit posts about how the game's dead. These 2 being recognized should be a win, a W, a dub, a plus on hit moment. You know what I'm saying? This is a combo starter right here for us. Instead, the community's reacting like we just got hit by Wake Up Level 3. You know what I'm saying? Real problem. Some people don't want the fighting game community to grow. This is the truth no one wants to say out loud. Some people don't want the fighting game community to get bitter because they're afraid they won't matter anymore. If Lily Pichu streaming one fighting game session invalidates your entire career, or maybe you didn't actually do anything worth remembering, that's not her fault. That's on you. Growth is not the enemy. Popularity is not the enemy. New faces are not the enemy. The enemy is the mindset that says, if I don't get praise, nobody should. That's not community. That's a crab in a bucket psychology. The FGC is full of crabs, loud ones. They're tweeting all the time. Ones who have never blocked a single overhead in their entire lives. Ones who don't even play the video games but claim, Third Strike was where it was at, baby. Fighting game community has to grow up, man. We need to stop acting like popularity is a threat. The future of the fighting game community depends on outreach, visibility, hype, influencers, and new blood. People who like the games, not just tolerate them and fucking bitch about them online, baby. Point of the community is to grow it, not build a moat and yell at anyone who tries to cross. If someone streams fighting games, if they show up to tournaments, if they're putting eyes on the genre, they are the fighting game community, period. The fact that Lily Pichu might be the only person on earth who consistently compliments Tekken 8 should make her a saint to the community, not a target. This is, like, not rocket science. I don't know how many times I can repeat myself here. Bottom line, final thoughts, this whole discourse is embarrassing. We finally have mainstream attention, big streamers growing scenes, new players, and instead of welcoming them as part of our community, we're out here screaming they're not real fighting game players. Brother, please, I beg you, touch grass or just shut up. I don't know how much I can say, because the truth is simple. The fighting game community becomes better when more people love it, not fewer. Eskay and Lily Pichu are not the problem. The problem is the community, so used to struggle that it panics when success walks through the door. If someone plays fighting games, they are the fighting game community. If someone brings more people to fighting games, they are saving the fighting game community. And if someone says something nice about Tekken 8, they might, need therapy, but you know what? I think Lily Pichu deserves the award just for that, to be completely honest, in my opinion. She's got my vote. So everyone crying on Twitter, grow up or shut up. That's basically what I'm going to. Because the rest of us, we're trying to make things bigger and better, not smaller. I am the Depressed Gamer. I need you all to be good to yourselves. Please like, comment, subscribe if you stuck around this far. You obviously liked the video a little bit enough. Stick around. We like to party over here. It's why we party in. It's a party as we're having a good time. And I'll see you in the next one.